Welcome to Osseo High School for Northwest Suburban Conference boys basketball. Tonight, it's the Elk River Elks paying a visit here to take on the Orioles. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Ryan Iverson. And Ryan, so far so good for Osseo. They got a pretty experienced team and they've been mostly taking care of business this year with some big games coming up on the schedule ahead.
Well, you got to be careful. That big rivalry game coming up Friday night with Maple Grove. But you look at the record, Jay, they're 11-3. Their 3 losses are to 3 really good teams, and they were close and competitive in all of them. So great guard play. They can shoot the ball, and they really get after it defensively. So really excited to see them play tonight, and they're having a great year.
For Elk River, the word is injuries. They came into this year having graduated a lot from last year. Then they lost a couple of potential starters to football injuries. They lost a couple more key players. Right now, they're kind of the walking wounded, and it's showing up in the record.
Yeah, it is. And you look at the record, 3-8, but they've been competitive in a lot of games, a couple of nice wins, and you're getting a chance to see kids that maybe wouldn't have gotten a chance to get a lot of playing time. So you just got to deal with it. There's nothing you can do. I always love the saying, you control what you can control. Injuries are part of it, and they happen. Someone's got to step up, and they're going to have their hands full tonight. I just look at averaging about 48 points per game. Osseo is almost 72 points per game. So is there scoring? Is there enough scoring? Can they take care of the basketball to make this a competitive game?
Let's talk key players to look at in tonight's contest. And for the Elks, we are going to talk about a guy who's been their leading scorer and pretty creative offensively, Max Spanier.
Yeah, 6'3". He's averaging almost 13 points a game. He can shoot it. He can put it on the floor. He's got a European feel, right? He's kind of a little different type of game, but he's smooth and he can score. And again, talking about putting points up on the board, at 13 points tonight, probably got to be closer to 20. And he's going to have some help, but I'm excited to see him play, and they're going to need him to have a big game tonight.
And for Osseo, we're going to talk about their point guard, Damari Larkins. Looking back to last year's section final, he was given Park Center all they could handle. He's a scorer, but he's also a good distributor.
He was great last year, and I think that gave him a ton of confidence going into the summer. This year he's averaging over 19 a game. He's so quick. He can shoot it, but he gets to the rim, and as small as he is, he plays like he's a big guy. He's fearless, and he's been passing the ball. He's got good players around him, and he just kind of does whatever they need him to do in order to win a game. So he's a senior this year. He's taken that next step up. I'm excited to watch him again tonight, too.
Well, you mentioned for Osseo, they've got Maple Grove coming up Friday. They also have Park Center, Totino Grace next week. I think the big thing for Osseo tonight, don't overlook this one. It's a kind of a trap type game.
Well, we both know Coach Tyson. I don't think he's going to allow that, but that's murderous row right there. Those 3 games coming up, that's a good schedule. But hey, you got to walk before you can run. You got to take care of tonight. I don't see them. They very, very rarely does a Coach Tyson team overlook someone and not come with great effort. So I expect they're going to handle it tonight and gear up. And you want a game like this, hopefully you get up ahead, get a chance to get some guys more playing time from the JV team, get your guys rest, because it is a couple of big games coming up for them, no doubt.
All right, it's Elk River and Osseo Boys Hoops coming your way next here on CCX Sports. Welcome back here to Osseo as the Elk River and Osseo starters being introduced to the crowd here as we get set for this Tuesday night battle. Not a huge crowd. It's not really a rivalry game, and it's also really darn cold out. I think probably limiting that a little bit tonight.
Much better to stay home, get this on CCX, and watch it on TV. It's cold out there.
And Osseo fans, we will be with your team on Friday night as well, and a double-header over at Maple Grove. The girls game first, followed up by the boys, which should be entertaining action for you on Friday night. As we said, some big games coming up for the Orioles. Here's a look at the starters on the left for Elk River. Max Spanier and TJ Coetta, their 2 leading scorers. Joel Kungu, Owen Vandrell, and Dominic Webster as they start 3 seniors, a sophomore and a junior. And for Osseo, Larkins, Timmy Donato, Ty Swanson, the veteran backcourt, then Jamison Travis having a good year up front, and Aaron Smith, kind of the old-time post player a little bit, Ryan. I was saying he was 6'8", big kid, not necessarily going to go out and shoot the 3 or anything like that, but he can score the ball inside, and against certain teams, he can be quite a matchup nightmare.
And he's 6'8", but he's physical too. You watch him warm up. I mean, he wants to get down low. He wants to bang with you. So nice mix here for Osseo, inside and out.
Vandrail will jump it up against Smith to begin tonight's game.
I think really important for the Elks, Jay, to get off to a good start, right? Get some good possessions. Don't turn the ball over. See if you can get an early lead, get some confidence as this game goes on.
Smith controlling the tip. They give it back to Larkins as Osseo looks to get into their offense. Elk River kind of packing it back, trying to take the drive away if possible. Larkins' pass stolen away. Webster jumping out in the passing lane there, but then taken right back by Donato. Swanson coming up top to get it. Defended there by Spanier.
Well, you talked about it in our pregame, Jay, but Elk River struggling to score this year, but defensively, as you can see in these first 2 possessions, pretty solid.
Donato will take it. No good there. Rebound grabbed away for the Elks by Kungu. And you can see they're, I don't want to say daring Osseo to shoot, but they're definitely trying to pack it in and keep the drive away if possible. Well, it'll be an offensive foul on the screen. Dominic Webster called for the foul.
Yeah, I don't like those calls. It's a point of emphasis this year. You're seeing a lot of people getting called in high school basketball for illegal screens. Yeah, you're right. They're going under everything.
Inside to Smith. Ooh, that's going to be back-to-back fouls on Webster as he's called for the hold. And they'll quickly have to go to the bench here as Lou Dunbar will check in.
And that's big because Webster, you know, he's only listed at 6'4", but he's got a big body. Kind of match up well with Smith. And, yeah, you bring in Dunbar, also 6'4", but maybe giving up a little bit more size advantage to Smith and to Osseo.
We're going to see an illegal screen the other way, this time going against Smith. So each post player has gotten one now that way. We are still at 0-0 here. Osseo coming with full court pressure as Vandrail will inbound and Travis right on him.
Yeah, that's what you got to do with Osseo. You got to handle their pressure. Play so good man-to-man. They're so quick. And they do it without gambling, too. Jay, you know, there's a lot of teams that can apply pressure, but they get a lot of fouls or they go for steals. I think Osseo, a couple times I've watched them play this year, doing such a good job of just doing pressure without fouling.
Awkward looking shot by Coet there. Hits the side of the backboard. Swanson will pull it back out there. Travis almost didn't see that one coming. Larkins trying to get it going, but a lot of white jerseys around as he started to go toward the lane. Larkins missed Smith inside.
Yeah. That's where you got to get the big fella. He had position down there.
Larkins shooting it up, no good. Dunbar grabs the rebound. Good block out by the Elks. So I don't know that they want it to be 0-0 forever, but they want to keep the score down, and that part is succeeding so far. Yeah,
and Larkins can hit that shot. He's shown that. But I think if you're Elk River, you're going to live with that. A contested 3, set of something easy in the paint.
Coet, the drive and dish. Tipped over to Spanier, but Smith up with the block.
Yeah, showing his athleticism there, getting up and blocking it.
Back out, Swanson lines up a 3 and he hits.
Yeah, he's such a good shooter. He's been a good shooter for a lot of years. This year as a senior, just playing with so much more confidence. He's out there, he looks smooth, averaging in double figures.
Spanier gets it over. Kungu open for a 3. That won't drop. Travis up for the rebound, and he was fouled.
Yeah, watch Aaron Smith get up here, contesting this shot. Yeah, and you can see you're going to go backwards when you run into the big fella. And in transition, that's where you see Osseo. Everyone gets to a spot, and Swanson really, again, shooting the ball so well this year, knocks it down.
Last foul went against Coet, so Elks have already picked up 3 quick fouls in this game. Smith giving it to Larkins. He'll swing it around to Donato. Larkins cutting baseline, and Travis will line it up for 3. That is short. And it'll be out of bounds off of Travis of Osseo, so Elk River basketball.
And same thing, good penetration by Osseo, making the extra pass. Elk River doing a great job of just closing that lane down. Nothing easy, forcing that ball out to the three-point line and a contested shot.
I'm going to throw over the top of it a little bit. Kungu coming in, but Smith was back there waiting, so he'll pull it back out. It's 1 hoop so far, that 3 by Swanson. Inside layup wouldn't drop on the reverse by Vandrell.
Yeah, good offense, good cut, got a good look there. Just got to knock that down.
Donato driving, Swanson for a 3, no good. Travis, weak side rebound, he was fouled by Vandrell. That whole side was empty, and Travis winning the race to the ball and goes back up and gets fouled.
Yeah, you see everyone over on that left side there, and that allowed Travis to, good size, good athleticism too. Attack that glass, get a chance at 2 free throws here.
Like you mentioned earlier, they've kind of got a nice mix where they've really got 3 good guards, but then they've got the real big guy in Smith, and then a nice kind of power forward or 3 or 4 position for Travis.
And what it does too, when you got 3 guards that are all quick, number 1, they can all score, they can all shoot, but 2, defensively, you can switch a lot of that stuff without giving up, matchup issues. So, and then you can be a little bit more aggressive when you got a big guy behind you that you know is going to protect the rim. So it's a really good mix. You're right.
Dunbar will kick it back out. Kungu's 3 is way off, rebounded by Larkin. So Osseo up 5-0 to start. Donato to Larkins. Swanson traveled,
And you'll see that a lot of times. Kids ready and they want to pivot, but they end up shuffling both feet. And referees calling that a lot this year as well.
Osseo wants to get things going quick, but you don't want to rush in their half-court offense, and sometimes that's a fine line. And we will get a foul call on Larkins on a hold. Away from the ball there, trying to deny the entry pass to Coet. So if early indication, looks like we're going to have things called pretty tight tonight.
Yeah, that's 6 fouls in 4 minutes.
Vandrell will inbound again here.
You know, Jay, speaking on that, my son in his high school game the other day, there was 46 fouls called. Double bonus had 10 minutes, so things have really gotten tight in Minnesota.
Spanier not even close with that one. Boy, the Elks are about as cold as the weather outside here to begin the game.
But I think what you got to do is just be positive that you're getting decent looks. That's a third open 3 they've gotten. They just haven't knocked them down, but they are getting some decent looks. You just got to keep taking them. If that's a good shot and you're open, feet set, you got to take it.
Swanson,
nice
pick and roll, and Smith gets the layup. Great timing on the feed, too.
Yep. And he kind of pulled it like he was going to shoot it or brought the defense out to him, and they put it up. And maybe not in this game, but Smith able to catch and go up quickly. You think of Park Center, you think of Totino. There's going to be games where they're playing good size. He's going to have to get shots off quick. See, I didn't come down with it, didn't bring the ball down, able to catch up in the air, keep it high, and finish.
Bad news here, though, is Smith will pick up his second. So like Webster of Elk River, he gets a quick early 2 and will have to check out.
Everyone's going to have 2 fouls here within a minute or 2.
Logan Parton, number 24, 6'5" senior, checking in now for the Orioles.
Nice
Coet
cut
to Spanier. I thought that time he did get fouled, but no call. Donato pushing it back the other way. Larkins goes up. That one could have been a foul as well. He gets the rebound and scores it. And timeout Ryan Servati on the Elk River side as his team now down 9-0.
Well, the good news is they played pretty good defense. So, when you haven't scored for about 6 minutes, Osseo only with 9 points. To your point, that, if anything, that was a foul. And Donato did Larkins staying with it. You see how quick, too, Larkins is in that transition. That's what I remember, too, against Park Center last year in the playoffs, just how fast and quick he was. And not selfish either. He won't try to force it. If he doesn't have it, he'll make the right pass, too. He's one of those guys averaging 19 points. You probably think if he was selfish, could be, 25, 26 points per game.
It's Ryan Servati, 5th season leading the Elks, and he was honest about before the game. I mean, it's hard to overcome as many injuries as they've had. At the same time, he recognizes nobody's going to feel sorry for you. They're going to still come out and try and take it to you, and that's kind of where they're at right now.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. They've had some good teams here the last couple of years, graduated a lot of guys, and a couple of the guys are sophomores, I think, are really good players, too.
Nice dish inside Kungu to Vandrell, and they get their first bucket finally.
And Vandrell just under 10 points, 9.5 points per game. They got good balance offensively.
Travis over to Larkins. Driving it to the hoop, couldn't get it to go. Spanier getting it back out to Coet. And Travis jumping out, got a piece of it. Ooh, Coet almost traveled as he got that ball back.
Nice pass.
Down low, here's Spanier getting his first bucket.
Yeah, nice pass by Kungu there, and a really nice job by Spanier, just being patient, didn't force it, got his feet, able to set.
Hartman missing, tipped over, but it winds up with Swanson. Larkins. You see they pack it in. Here's Swanson shooting up a 3, and he nails another.
He's such a good shooter. Hands down, you got to shoot that. You can see we kind of waited, and again, Spanier did not get those hands up. Swanson, good height, and it's such a good shooter. Got to take those, and he knocked it down.
Under 11 to go now, first half. 12-4, Osseo lead to start it out.
For the most part, too, Jay, the Elks not turning the ball over. And they've gotten good shots. They've gotten some good cuts, able to lead to a couple of layups. As I say, there's the turnover.
Donato the steal ahead for Travis. Dunbar knocked it away. Travis gets it back, though, and scores plus the foul.
Excellent job that time by Travis, staying with it. He could have lost that, and then he could have rushed it. Instead, he gathered himself, got his legs, able to take the contact. Big, strong kid, able to finish. Osseo showing you how good they are in transition, one end to the other, very quickly. Nice left hand.
Dunbar will pick up the foul. They are going to come back in with Webster. He got those 2 early fouls. I guess, coach figuring we can't fall behind and, just way behind, and we'll kind of take the gamble a little bit there. Free throw no good. It's out off Elk River, though, it looked like. So not able to secure that defensive rebound. Coming in for Osseo now is Beania Makinen, number 20. Also in for the Elks is Logan Klein, number 12. Larkins back out, Makinen. Down the baseline, Larkins spinning for that turnaround try, no good, and there's Webster grabbing the rebound.
Yeah, nice rebound, good box out there. Good shot, too. Again, Larkins kind of, undersized, but uses his body, his quickness, able to create a good shot.
Kungu with the drive, they'll count it, and a foul. He was falling as he got that shot up on the glass and able to finish it. It'll be Swanson picking up the foul.
Yeah, and a nice job by Kungu staying with it. Looked like he was going to get cut off. Watch him at the last second right there. That one more dribble and using that strength. Able to get it off the glass.
When he heard the whistle, he went up quick enough to make that a continuation or, chance for a three-point play. Wide left on the free throw, though. So 14-6 lead here for Osseo. Larkins dumping it over. Mackinnon will shoot the three. That one too strong. A nice rebound by Coette. And ball fumbled away by Van Drale, and the Orioles up with it. Down to Larkins on the baseline. That one's too strong, and Van Drale the rebound.
Yeah, good ball movement, good extra pass. Got a good look.
Willis Crudup, number 13, in there now for Osseo as well. Almost a tie-up. They go to Van Drale in the corner, and he buries a three.
Yeah, all set up. Webster did a great job. He brought that ball low, and you don't want to do that when you're a big guy, but he had the strength to kind of get it out of there. Drew a couple of defenders, found the open guy. Van Drale knocks it down. And Elk River 9 points after that timeout. Excellent timeout.
And they have succeeded in slowing Osseo down some, too. I mean, I think they're kind of right where they want to be. I mean, sure, you'd rather be ahead, but in terms of the style of the game. Here's Mackinnon for three. It's in and out. Once again, the Elks not able to grab that offensive or defensive rebound, though.
Yeah, watch Webster here. He brings it low, and you see he gets the double, but it's a good job fighting through that. And I'll tell you, too, Van Drale, a lot of kids, their guy goes in doubles, they stand still. You got to relocate so you can get open, and you catch that pass, you're ready to shoot. Van Drale knocks it down.
Lob inside to Larkins, no good. He thought he was fouled. They don't get it. Yeah, he did a good job, too, of flashing where the post player could see him, too. Yeah, everybody's played with people in basketball that say, hey, didn't you? Yeah, I was open, but you have to be in a spot where they can readily find you, too.
Absolutely.
Back out, Van Drale will shoot another one up from the wing. Not good this time. And then Crudup, the rebound. Swanson gets the pass back out. They're going to allow Partman to take that one. It's no good, but he tracks it down himself. It's one big problem for the Elks so far is they've not been able to clear the defensive glass.
Nice pass.
And Swanson again.
That's where dribble penetration is so dangerous. And if you're Elk River, you got to know who the shooters are. You got to know Swanson is a knockdown shooter. You can't help off of him, but excellent heads up and awareness. Nice drive and kick. That's what you practice all the time. Drive, draw the defender, hit the open man, knock down.
Well, and it's got to be a little discouraging when you play relatively good defense for a while, but then can't get that rebound. And it's like you have to play defense twice as long. Coette's pass was deflected, and then Dunbar tried to save it. It didn't really look like he needed to. It would have been out off Osseo, but instead Dunbar touched it.
Yeah, Mike Bray, my college basketball coach, always used to say, if you can get a team to play defense for more than 10 seconds, there's a three. That was the one a couple plays ago by Swanson. Play hard defense for 10 seconds. They're going to rest. They're going to relax. If you get that offensive rebound, you kind of get chaos too, and then you drive and kick, you get an open look.
Drew Hewitt, number 10 in there for Osseo. Swanson's feeling it, and there's his 4th-3 of the first half.
Yeah, and that's where, especially when a guy like that's got it going, you got to have awareness, got to get a hand up, make him a driver, do not let him shoot open threes. And just because you're standing there, sometimes you got to get your hand up. Nice cut. And
Spanier finishes on the Klein assist. Second basket for Max Spanier. It's 20-11.
Yeah, they've had a couple of nice cuts like that, these round cuts right to the rim. Oh,
Swanson
check.
Not able to get that one. Travis, though, an offensive board. His shot wouldn't drop, and Dunbar snares the rebound.
Yeah, and you might think that was a quick shot. I'm okay with that. When you're a shooter and you've hit 4 in a row, you've earned the right to maybe take a quicker shot than normal.
Coette misses, and then it hits the basket support after bouncing off the back of the iron there. So,
Swanson, and you see, you're there, you're in good position, but that arm is down. And with a shooter like that, especially when you're being guarded by someone who's a little taller like Dunbar is, get that hand up, make it uncomfortable for him. Make a guy like that put it on the floor.
Inside to Travis. Nice spin move, and he powers it up and in.
Not only the spin move, but the left hand, too. Yeah, and you look at Jamison Travis, 6'4", but he's got to be about 210, 220 pounds. Good size.
Nice drive and dish, and flipped up and in. First basket for the sophomore Webster.
Yeah, using that big body, set a good screen, and then a hard roll. And he didn't hesitate. Caught it, went right up. Nice finish.
Donato exploding to the hoop and up and in.
And I think this is where Osseo becomes hard to guard. When you got shooters that are making shots, then you can't help as much. All of a sudden, those driving lanes are a lot bigger.
All 5 starters have scored now for the Orioles. They lead it by 11 after Elk River kind of, chipped away and gotten back in it. Mandrell doubled up, trying to go back to Coet, but knocked away. Swanson's throw ahead, though, is going to be intercepted back the other way by Kungu.
Nice pass.
Spanier open for a 3, but it's short. He's hit a couple buckets, but not been able to get him from outside.
And again, Elk River, I think, getting pretty good shots most of the time down the floor. Other than Van Drell hitting the 3 or hitting 2 of them, haven't been able to get it going from 3, but.
That was the 3rd foul. As you can look at Coach Tyson there for the Orioles. 3rd foul on Webster, so the gamble a bit, if you want to call it that, paid off for a while, but then he has to sit down now almost certainly for the rest of the half with that 3rd foul. And that'll be another illegal screen call. Going to be on Hewitt. Same officials called all of those too, and so, as you said, point of emphasis.
Yeah,
gotta get yourself set.
It was away from the basketball. There's so many fouls that just, honestly, people aren't here to watch refs. They're here to watch basketball, especially when it's away from the ball like that.
And there's Larkins up with the steal. Larkins looking to go all the way, crosses over and lays it in.
He looks stronger this year, doesn't he? It looks like he's added a little muscle to his game. You see he's got great quickness. At times, good patience, able to kind of go into the body and get a good finish.
Ooh, let's see. This will be a travel. They threw that double on right in front of the bench. Tim Tyson loved it. He was just waiting for them to pounce.
Yeah, when you got that in your defensive repertoire and you get a guy on that sideline, that's right where you want to get it done.
And, of course, for the Elks, they're saying probably what did we talk about in practice, and then we just did what we said not to do.
But I will tell you, if you don't know when the double's coming, sometimes you forget about it and they spring it on you and you're kind of caught in no man's land. That's kind of what happened. Oh.
Donato got kind of almost an accidental pick from Swanson, and he lays it in.
Yeah, Swanson was coming off to maybe get open for 3. He realized where he was, stopped. Got a good late screen and kind of freed it up for him to get a good layup.
Coet knocked away by Larkins. It'll stay with Elk River, I think. Yes. Boy, they were getting close to a violation there, too. At least that time, Coet realized there was a double coming, and he didn't bring it across the timeline. He tried to allow himself still to have a little bit of room to work with.
Yeah, what you can't allow that to do, and it's easier said than done, is you don't want to let that kind of stuff speed you up, right? Where you make quick or bad decisions. You got to just take it, and it's the old rule. There's 2 guys on you. That means there's someone open somewhere. Just got to find it.
Dunbar, the ball bouncing right back to him. Van Drell then dribbled it out. It went off Osseo foot, it looks like.
Coach Tyson, I think, saying, you gave it to him because you didn't call the foul. We'll take that. Sometimes you'll see refs do that. Maybe give you the wrong team the ball, but they're like, would you rather me call the foul? And no, right, good call.
Van Drell from the top, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. And apparently did not catch the iron there at all. So 3:06 to go in this first half, and a 28-13 lead here for Osseo.
Yeah, and that time I thought the Elks kind of sped up. That was the first time you saw them kind of sped up a little bit. Osseo making them a little uncomfortable. And oh, my.
Larkins getting into the teeth of the D there, kicked it out, and Swanson will bring it back. Ooh, and there, that one taken away by Klein as Travis wasn't on the same page there with the passer. Dunbar back to Spanier, and now Coet. Good D by Swanson. Coet back to the top here as they look for a good shot.
Yeah, and you see Osseo, too, switching a lot of screens. Makes it hard to get good looks.
Vandrell fouled as he made that pass off. They kind of bailed him out there, but...
Well, that's the last thing you want right after playing really good defense. You get that shot clock down to 8 seconds and then a touch foul.
Travis will be called for the foul. Spanier swings it around to Coet.
You know, and I like the action that the Elks are doing. Good motion, good movement. They're getting good cuts. They've been able to hit that. It's hard when teams are switching everything sometimes.
Coet up against the shot clock, nails a very long three there.
I've been impressed with him. He's that second player in double figures. Good offense there. Run the shot clock down and nail a 25-footer.
It kind of takes the pressure off of the decision, do I shoot or not, when you know the shot clock's running. You don't have much choice.
Yeah. You don't worry if it's a bad shot. You just let it fly.
Donato, strong drive and one. Nice.
Yep.
Donato able to finish through the contact. Spanier will pick up the foul.
Yeah, and he's averaging just under 10 points a game. He's got great quickness too, 5'9". But another guy who's strong. Watch him finish this play. Nice crossover, taking contact, and explosive.
Yeah, I like the way he really gathered, went up off 2 feet there.
You'll see a lot of great players. They make that initial move. They get the step on their defender, but they go up with not a lot of strength or balance. And they kind of allow it to get blocked, or they don't have the strength to finish. Great job just gathering yourself. Concentrate on making the basket.
So 31-16, a minute 25 to go first half. Coet to the cutter, Klein, got tangled up with Donato, was able to save it back in.
Yeah, this looks like last possession.
Coet tossing one up there, at least got it onto the rim, but
I think he thought maybe he would draw a foul on there and maybe had a bone to pick with that.
Makinen back out, cut up.
And again, pretty good half-court defense, I think, by Elk River. Haven't given up a ton of easy ones. They gave up some looks that I thought they could have contested with Swanson, but other than that, their half-court defense has been pretty solid.
Crudup is going to pull up here, bounces around and drops. First bench points for Osseo as Willis Crudup hits it. And a 33-16 lead now for the Orioles as we go to 20 seconds to go in this first half. Pass inside. Officials look at each other, and Elk River wanting a foul call, but it didn't look like either official saw it that way, so they looked at each other to see was there anything you noticed, and instead it's just going to be out of bounds off the Elks. So Osseo can play for the last shot if they wish here, 33-16. Be hearing from the coaches at halftime with Ryan. Back out to Swanson. He's going to drive it this time and a travel, but the buzzer sounds as we reach the end now of the first half here with Osseo leading it 33-16. Slow start really for both teams kind of offensively, especially for Elk River, obviously, but they battled back to get in a little bit, but the Orioles have certainly had the better of things overall in this first half, the way things are shaken out, and not unexpected based on the records that each team had coming in, but some good things at times for the Elks, but not as much overall as what they were hoping for, and got a few things to work on as they get set for that second half.
I'll be quick here for you.
Let's go over to Ryan now with Ryan Servati.
Hey, Coach, what'd you think there in the first half?
Yeah, no, our kids are battling. We just got to match their physicality. We got to do a little better job offensively so we don't get so deep in the shot clock. Be more effective earlier in the shot clock.
I thought defensively in the half court, you guys did a great job. You made them work, made them hit tough shots. Anything you want to see different?
Yeah, defensively, we just got to finish possessions now with rebounds. Too many second chance opportunities when we work hard to force a bad shot.
Awesome. Good luck in the second half. All right, Jay, back to you.
Thanks, Ryan, and Ryan Servati as well. Thanks for taking a moment with us. Jim Tyson will talk coming back out of the halftime talk here. 33-16, Orioles over the Elks. We'll be right back here with first half highlights and more here on CCX Sports. And welcome back here to Osseo. We are at halftime of this one, 33-16, Orioles over Elk River here as we check out highlights from the opening half. It was 0-0 for a while, but then eventually things did get going a little bit.
I love this
here.
first one. Watch the bodies go flying when the big fella gets the block.
Aaron Smith limited by foul trouble, but got a block there, and then it ultimately led to what was a common sight in the first half. Ty Swanson knocking down threes.
I thought he really was the key. Here's a great pass to Smith for the layup, but Ty with 4 3-pointers, really the bulk of their offense kind of sparked them.
Took Elk River quite a while to get going. They did have a few nice hoops along the way, though. Nice dish there to Vandrell for the layup.
Another nice pass, too, and that's a key. I think they got to get Spanier going here in the second half. Pretty quiet there. They need him to score.
Swanson that time shows if you off him a step, he can get that shot up.
Yeah, like we talked about, just playing with so much more confidence this senior year.
Travis finishing through contact there for a 3-point play. And
that was a nice bucket. Good strong move there by Kuglo.
And then this one, nearly a tie-up, but they find Vandrell in the corner. And at that point, they were starting to, they were back in it, but they just couldn't keep. And the coach, what he said was exactly what we talked about too, not getting defensive rebounds when they'd played at times pretty decent defense.
Yeah, good half-court defense. They just got to finish the possessions, and they got to limit the 3-pointers. There's another nice, strong move by Travis.
And then they get to steal here as Larkin's good hands, and then stuck with it, crossed over and behind the defender and puts it in. And see the scores, obviously Elk River needs to just pick it up overall. Their 2 top scorers coming in are Spanier and Coed. They've got only 7 between them. Swanson with a dozen on 4 3-pointers. Donato had a good first half, as did Travis. We will take a timeout, come back, we'll hear from Coach Tyson, and then jump into our second half of basketball here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back here to Osseo. Let's go over to Ryan with Coach Tyson.
Hey, Coach, one of the things I said pregame is I didn't know if Elk River could score to keep up with you guys. You got to love how you played defense there in the first half.
Yeah, our guards got after it. I really liked how we applied pressure in the backcourt. Really took Elk River out of their offense. We got to apply more of that the first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half.
Your team, I've seen you a couple times this year. You guys got great balance, good quick guard play, good shooting, and bigs. What do you think of your team?
Well, I think we're a solid team. We have a senior-dominated team. Like you mentioned, it starts with our guards, but we have a great inside game as well.
Can Ty Swanson kick your butt in a horse game?
And his dad.
All right, good luck. Back to you, Jay.
Thanks, Ryan. And Coach Tyson liking what he sees tonight, but you know, you never say you're completely satisfied. They want to get after it a little bit, and I think kind of beneath the surface they're saying that we think we have a chance to put this one away a little bit early if we take care of business and then kind of get ready for that Friday night tilt against Maple Grove. And again, Orioles fans, you'll be able to see the Osseo Maple Grove doubleheader right here on CCX coming up Friday night as well as the girls game followed up by the boys. And Osseo girls have picked things up this year after a couple not terribly strong seasons. They're certainly having a much better year. Now, whether that means they can stay with Maple Grove or not, we'll see. But their Orioles girls have had some good things going. Down to the corner. Dominic Webster picked up 3 fouls in that first half. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And Smith picked up 2 for Osseo.
We didn't get to see that big guy matchup that we were hoping for.
Swanson missing. Travis, though, gets the putback.
And that's the kind of bucket, Jay, I think against like a Tintino or a Park Center that he's going to allow Osseo to get, right? Is just kind of like you said, that athlete kind of cleaning up that sort of stuff. He's really good at that. He's got that good, long, strong body, too.
Coet waiting for the screen, get the pick and roll, and Webster attacking, too hard there, knocked loose over to Webster again. He'll swing it back out. Coet shooting a 3, it's short, right back to Webster, and he'll score it.
Yeah, you like the energy so far, Elk River. A couple of second chance points there, opportunities. Didn't get a lot of offensive rebounds that first half, good to see.
Travis trying to get it inside, and Kungu was caught behind a little bit, and he'll be called for the foul, kind of coming through the body there on the pass into the lane.
Yeah, and I thought Swanson did a nice job. He roams the perimeter a lot, right, as a shooter, but then he cut to the basket, and sometimes you lull your defender to sleep. They're used to keeping you at the three-point line. Got behind him and forced a foul. Good ball movement.
Swing it to Travis, but he passed up that baseline shot. Donato giving it to Larkins, and he might have drawn the 4th on Webster right there. As he'll head to the free throw line, and it is indeed going to be on Dominic Webster.
Yeah, smart play by Larkins. You see him kind of hang in the air, too. Showing that strength, took the contact, still able to get the shot off. I think Webster's saying, "What? I had my hands straight up."
Free throw no good, so Dunbar is going to quickly come up off the bench to. It's just one of those nights for Webster.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it happens. You get, wrong place, wrong time, or whatever, and you're just your minutes are limited with fouls.
Yeah, it's frustrating too, especially when you're a big fella and you feel like, hey, all I did is put my arms up.
Smith able to get to that rebound, and then he was fouled.
You can box someone out, but when sometimes they just are big and they overpower you. And I think that's why Webster in this game would have made a big difference, right? Is maybe cutting down some of those second chance points, those offensive rebounds for Osseo. Monty Cool, number 15, is not suited up this game. He's injured. He's another big body, good rebounder. So Elk River missing there's the 6th back screen illegal pick that we've seen called.
This one will be against Swanson as he picks up his 2nd. Going to throw long here towards Spanier. Swanson did a good job getting back, though, defensively. And knocked around. Dunbar almost had it. Now Dunbar is going to be called for the foul.
Well, you said it. Swanson get back into play, but then contesting that without fouling, too. Smart play. What could have been an easy layup instead forces into a tough shot. So really good defense. And I think that's Osseo's calling card. They're going to play great defense in really all 5 positions.
Larkins giving it to Smith. He was limited by foul trouble a little bit in that first half, too. Misses here. Travis fighting for the rebound. The Elks.
Oh.
And it's going to be out off of Osseo apparently there. I thought it was the other way, but it'll be Elk River ball.
It was the other way. You know, give credit, too, to Dunbar, giving up size, but I think he's doing a pretty good job down there defending without fouling, too, and contesting.
Spanier to Vandrell, right back to Spanier, left it short. And the Orioles look to push it back the other way. Donato was fouled.
I'll tell you what I'd like to see, Jay, is I'd like to see Donato and Larkins in a race with the ball. Those two have to be about some of the fastest coast-to-coast players with the ball in their hands. They get up and down quick.
Swanson dumping it down low to Smith. Scores plus the foul. Nice catch in traffic there as his arm was kind of being held a little bit. He finished it as Vandrell will pick up the foul.
Yeah, you're going to watch this. Vandrell comes. He gets there just a little late. You can see that. If he's there early straight up, he might force a tough one, but just a second late. And again, Aaron Smith showing that power, able to finish right through the contact. And he's got nice touch, too.
5 points now for Smith. And the lead is 20. Donato with the steal. Larkins got the defender up and is fouled, and Vandrell will pick up another, I think. And things starting to get away from the Elks right now if they weren't already.
Yeah, 2 quick fouls on Vandrell. Again, I thought, you know, for the most part, Elk River doing a pretty nice job taking care of the basketball. They haven't had a ton of turnovers. Now when they get a quick turnover, nice heads-up play by Donato, not only getting the turnover, but finding Larkins streaking to the basket.
And Larkins hits.
Cooper Mansfield, 6'11", big fella, getting into the game.
One more for Larkins here, and he buries it. So 40-18 lead. Osseo blowing this one open. Spanier giving it up. They keep swinging it. Spanier bobbled it a little bit. It cost him a possible shot attempt there.
Yeah, I feel like they might have open looks. Got to catch, ready to shoot. But good patience and, again, good defense. Osseo here in the 2-3 zone. Just changing it up a little bit. And I like that game that you got to lead handily, maybe working on some different stuff.
Here's Mansfield, as Ryan said, checking in. Draws the contact there. Swanson will pick it up.
That's his third. And I'll tell you, you know, Mansfield, we saw him play in the JV game before the varsity game, and he could move, too. He got good size, pretty good hands. And getting a shot here to get some good minutes.
List him at 6'11".
Jeez.
I kind of feel like, I mean, they've defended Spanier well, but I also feel like he's maybe been a little too unselfish.
Yeah.
He needs to look for his own shot a little more. Travis, the rebound there. Smith going right into Mansfield and is fouled.
Wow, that's just great offense. You can tell they practice that. You see how quick in transition they get. Swanson at the three-point line. You got to come out and guard that. And what was impressive is Aaron Smith runs right to that block, able to seal and get good position right away. Easy dump down.
Misfires on the free throw. Smith did a good job using his body. It's not that often that he's playing against a guy that's maybe even slightly bigger than him. And Travis, the offensive board. Larkin's wide open in the corner, and no good. Smith gets it back for him again. Travis this time for a three, and he hits.
You get three chances on it. I mean, just great offensive rebounding. Another turnover.
Larkin's up with the steal there. Osseo really smelling blood now. They're all over it.
Impressed too, Osseo doesn't force stuff, do they, Jay? I mean, you feel like they could probably force shots whenever they want, but they don't. They're really patient and working around and really, for the most part, get really good looks.
So 43-18 Orioles. Elk River only has one basket so far here in the second half.
Well, remember, they started pretty slow to start the game and then had a nice little 3 or 4 minute run. Let's see if they're able to kind of duplicate that, get a little bit of rhythm going.
Mansfield's pass tipped, and then he gets it back out to Coet. Short with that, but Kungu with the rebound. Misses though, and Smith rebounds. Swanson to Larkins. And back out, they'll keep it rotating. Swanson will shoot that three, no good. Travis up strong for the rebound, no good, but he was fouled.
They get just good ball movement, no one forcing anything. They get a good look by Swanson, another offensive rebound. Travis using that athleticism, able to draw the foul.
Mansfield will pick up that foul. Travis just seems to track the ball really well. I mean, he goes after it hard, but he also gets to the right spot.
Yep. You know, and that's the thing that no one teaches, and it's hard to coach. The great rebounders, you watch the ball flight of the shot. You can kind of just, after repetition after repetition, you know where that ball is going to ricochet. You can, and even if you just get a step on someone, that could be the difference between you getting it and not getting it.
Travis gets 1 out of 2. The Elks come back in with Webster again. At this point, no need to save him. And there's a block by Smith. Spanier hits the court hard.
I know he didn't get that to go, but I love that he took it hard. And again, quick feet, athleticism by the big fellow, Aaron Smith. Just watch him close this gap. He's at the 3-point line there, one dribble. And to be able to come down and block that without any body contact. You see Spanier holding that elbow, that arm. That's always a scary thing when you hit that elbow on the floor with all your weight coming down.
Yeah, it did look like a good clean block. I mean, yeah, he fell hard, but it wasn't because he was fouled.
And that's a skill to be able to block that too without getting that body contact. That's a big deal.
Webster stepping in, and he knocks it down. So he's been effective in his limited minutes because of fouls. But
yeah, see if Osseo maybe tries to go right back at him and have him pick up that 5th foul.
Makinen in there for the Orioles. They don't have Webster guarding Smith right now, which would probably lead to foul issues a little more. There's a foul on the drive here. Kungu will pick up the foul for the Elks.
That's double bonus, too, the rest of the way for Osseo.
Donato to the free throw line here. He's, kind of quietly had. He's maybe not the first or second guy you notice on this team, but very effective player for them.
And efficient, too, right? Again, I think it goes down to just discipline. They don't take bad shots. And you get the feeling with Larkins and Donato how quick they are. They can probably create their own shot whenever they want, but they don't do it. They make sure it's a good shot, and they'll give up a good one for a teammate to have a great one.
And you mentioned it, too, that, they've got some strength to them, especially Donato, so that maybe you might think, with as many small guards that they'd get overpowered a little bit, but it doesn't seem to really be the case. 46-20, Osseo all over Elk River. Coet shooting up a three, and he buries it.
Yep, nice, all set up by dribble penetration by Kungu. And he took one more dribble in, and that drew that defender out of that zone to kind of close on him. Coed got his feet set. You knew that one was going in. I could tell he got good arc on it, good legs underneath it.
Mandrell reading that pass and steals it. Ooh, Smith might have gotten away with one there. Here's Larkins, knocked her loose from him. The spinning turnaround try wouldn't go. Smith then had it blocked. Goes up again and scores it. Timeout Osseo.
Yeah, and I think you could see Coach Servati there talking to the ref. Smith might have got away with a little over the back there, and if anything, I thought those were clean. I thought maybe his first block was clean. This one here, definitely some contact there.
Yeah, they're fortunate to have Webster still in the game at that point, I think, but so 11:16 remaining here, and Osseo in command at 48-23. You see Osseo again on Friday night. They'll make that short journey to Maple Grove to take on the Crimson as the second half of a girls-boys doubleheader.
Well, it's funny because, Nick Schroeder, the Maple Grove head coach, I grew up playing with. He played at Osseo and then, of course, was an assistant under Coach Tyson. So it's funny, I still always associate him with Osseo basketball. So it's still, every time I see Maple Grove Osseo, and Nick is on that Maple Grove side. Good rivalry, friendly rivalry, but those kids know each other, and it over the years it's been a great battle.
Yeah, and the nice thing about it too is it's kind of gone back and forth. They've both been pretty solid, but not unbeatable. So you have, certain years where one wins or the other, and sometimes the team that you think's going to win doesn't always. And
I would argue too, Jay, that both of them have done great jobs when they've lost talent, and maybe you thought they weren't going to be that relevant that year. Have done their best coaching jobs. You know what I mean by that? Where they don't have stars, but they still are beating people, and they still have really good records. And, of course, they've had a lot of talent, too, over the years. But I think two of the best coaches, not only in the Metro, but in the state.
Here's Swanson up with the steal. A little Euro step move. Couldn't quite finish it. And saved in there by Spanier.
Yeah, nice move. Just had kind of a tough angle there. Tried to finish with the offhand and almost got it to fall.
Spanier looking to attack. And no good, but he was fouled. See if that'll be Swanson, and if so, it'll be his fourth.
Yeah.
He got caught just a little bit up on the high side there, which allowed Spanier a little room to drive.
What was funny is I was about to say that he did a great job of closing it off. It looked like he was able to get back in front of him. And that's what Spanier, their score, that's what you got to do is you got to put pressure on teams and on players. You got to be aggressive. And, again, foul or not, if you do that kind of stuff, the referees are going to reward you more often than not.
So Swanson will sit down with those 4 fouls as Hewitt comes in to replace him. Spanier gets 1 out of 2. He's had a quiet night, though, just 5 points.
Well, let's see if that free throw, sees that ball go in. Maybe that can get him a little bit of a rhythm. Get something going here, finish the game good offensively.
And there's a steal by Webster as they threw a little trap at Osseo, a little of their own medicine.
Yeah, Webster, he moves so good, doesn't he, for a big fella? Quick hands, quick feet.
Oops, sorry, Coet nearly traveled there. Webster driving, but Parton says no thanks on that one.
And again, another nice block without getting that body involved. That's when we're Webster, as he gets a little older and really uses his body better. That's where you got to use that body. See how he didn't use that shoulder? That big body's got to create some separation so that block can't happen. But a nice aggressive move.
Ooh, Webster nails Crudup with the pick, and there's Coed with his 3rd 3 of the night.
Yeah, he got a nice shot. And those last 2 you knew were going in because he got his legs, had really good arc.
We have a shot clock issue. Yeah, it was reading 35 when they were into the front court, so obviously it hadn't restarted when it should have. There, good recognition by the officials. Obviously, one more thing that they've had to watch this year a little bit too. I mean,
there's been a ton of training, a ton of stoppages, right? As people just kind of learn how to use it and when to reset it, when to start it. So it's been pretty good. It's not easy. It's something new to everybody. Nice.
Hart and a nice finisher. I like the way he pivoted to not allow that defender to get at the ball.
And gather himself, right? He didn't force it on a weird angle. He caught it gathered.
There's a turnover. Crudup was fouled as he went up with it. Larkins timed that double really well, and it led to them throwing it right to Crudup.
That's what you want to do. You want to get that double when that person has their back turned to you so they can't see.
Yeah, that one could have been on either. It looked like Coet picked up the foul, though, and Crudup will head to the free throw line. Really one of the only, I mean, pretty much everybody who's playing for Osseo is a senior other than Willis Crudup. So he's certainly a guy that you would think is going to be a big factor for them in the next year, but also this year as a bench player as well. That's kind of the good news, bad news thing when you have so many seniors. It's great for that year, but you want to make sure you get the other guys ready to step in next year too.
Yep.
Misses a pair here. Elks struggling to beat that time, and they don't do it. 10-second violation. They forced Coet back, and then he gave it over to Kungru, and he was caught with nowhere to go, and they couldn't beat the clock.
Yep, good defense and good job Osseo not falling either. That's where you got to pass rather than the dribble.
Knocked away from Parton that time, and then taken back by Makinen. Crudup's going to look to drive it in, bounces around and off. Back out, though, to Hewitt. And the takeaway is Vandrell will come back the other way for the Orioles.
Nice.
Stepped around Larkins. He read what Larkins was going to do there, try and rake it out.
And he got that ball over just in the nick of time, too. It's a heads-up play. I'll tell you, I like Vandrell. I like his game. We've seen him hit a three. He's got good size, athleticism.
I will say this. I mean, obviously Elk River is kind of undermanned, but they didn't hang their head. They're still playing, and that's one of the things that Coach Savati mentioned before the game is we do have guys who like to compete. I mean, we're not necessarily winning a lot, but...
And that's all you can ask for as a coach, especially if you're dealing with injuries. You just want guys that don't quit, and certainly Elk River not doing that. They're still competing.
Parton got that one up just before the shot clock buzzer. Timeout taken by Coach Servati now on the Elk River side. 8:01 to play in the contest. The Elks still down big, but have kind of chipped away a little bit and at least not getting run out of the gym at the moment anyway.
No, and I like their trap too. They got a little more aggressive defensively. They've gotten a few steals, caused a few turnovers, and I think that's given them more possession. I like what they're doing on offense too.
Well, and you know, even in games like this, when you're down big, you're still preparing for. I mean, they've faced some really tough opponents lately, but not everybody they play is going to be as good as Osseo. So you want to be ready when you do have a chance to win some of these games, also.
Yeah, coaches. I had a guy that used to always say, "You either win or you learn. There's no losing. You win and you learn, or you lose and you learn. But you learn from it, and you find out more and more about each kid. You know, who can handle this, who doesn't quit, who keeps competing."
Yeah, and you want guys to be bothered by losing, but you also don't want them to just tune out and hang their head and stop trying and stop playing. And
yep. I think Elk River, it comes down to two things tonight. One is giving up offensive rebounds and knocking down open shots. If they do those two things a little bit better, this could be a very different game.
Inbound to Coed in the backcourt here. Vandrell at the edge of the lane here, looking to attack on Hewitt. Turnaround, it's good. Score it as well. He might of got away with throwing his arm out there a little bit on the drive, but did a good job finishing through contact there.
Yeah, and you can see it. I mean, 6'3", 6'4", good size, good strength. Right there, you see that little push off there, but gathered himself and again got gathered, got his balance, got his strength, and able to finish through contact. Nice play.
Vandrell trying to get into double figures, and he does so as he hits that free throw to complete the three-point play. Make it a 50-32 game. And then that pass thrown away as Spanier grabs it. Webster wanting to drive it. And
nice
underneath to Vandrell, and he was fouled by Donato.
Great pass. A nice job by Vandrell, too, just getting great position. But an excellent look there on that play. Yeah, really like Webster, too. Again, good poise, didn't force it. Saw his teammate, great extra pass.
Vandrell hits the free throw. Wholesale changes now as Osseo maybe not getting to get their starters out of the game as like they were maybe hoping here, as Elk River is obviously they're still not, you wouldn't say close, but
definitely cut it down and got a little momentum going here the last couple of minutes. That's hard to do. I had games in high school where we were up pretty big. You come out thinking your night's done, and then all of a sudden you go back in, and mentally it could be a little different. You prepare that you're ready to watch and cheer for guys, and then you get back in.
Yeah, I think coaches really kind of hate having to do that. It just it doesn't fit what they were hoping to see. But
well, and I think too this trapping for Elk River has gotten them aggressive on defense, and it's kind of forced the pace, forced the tempo a little bit. Nice move.
Crossover, Webster couldn't finish it. They were hoping to see that one go in.
Oh, that jelly, Jay, and no toast. A great move. You got to make that shot. That would have been great for the big fella.
Larkins drive and dish. Swanson has been quiet for a while. He misses that one. And tipped over to Webster.
Yeah, he's missed the last couple short. Just got to get those legs in it. Webster, too, playing with 4 fouls, done a nice job of staying in there and not fouling out.
Yeah, they've been a better team when he's on the court. Yeah. There's not much doubt about that. Ungu shooting it up, in and out.
Yeah, halfway down.
Larkins trying to push the pace, had a little trouble with the handle, so he'll bring it back out. Approaching 6 to go in the game. Larkins the drive and dish. Travis a baseline 3. It's no good. Aaron Smith the putback.
No, that's the thing. You go to help and you allow Aaron Smith to kind of get set on that block. You are not going to box him out. You're not going to move him. And he got in a perfect spot for that baseline shot to gather that and go right up. He's a valuable, valuable big.
Spanier dishing back. Nice pick and roll, and Webster lays it in. Timing was great.
Yep, great pass. And Webster having a nice game.
He's a little bigger than the Webster I remember from TV, too.
I used to love that show.
Larkins, they're kind of daring him to take that one. They don't want him turning the corner.
And I agree with that, but he's very capable. Oh, nice move. Good patience.
Donato the miss. Smith is fouled. See if this will be Webster. It is going to be Webster picking up his 5th. So Dunbar will have to check back in. Oh, wait a minute. Must have been on Vandrell rather than, that was his 5th.
Oh, that's a big loss, too, for them. He's really had a nice second half here.
One more coming for Smith. I'm going to take myself off the hook. They're not putting the fouls on the scoreboard here, which you really should be doing at a high school game. Sorry, Osseo, you got to get that short up. And the other night at Park Center was the same. If you're operating a scoreboard for a varsity basketball game, the fouls should be on the board. So they do not have Webster fouled out here. Instead it was Van Drale. Coette chased back out as we're down to approaching 10 to go on the clock, and there's Larkins waiting to pick his pocket.
He was kind of setting that up. He wanted to get him to turn. You could tell. And Osseo, too, remember, they were in that zone for a few minutes, and I think that took some of their aggressiveness away on defense, and now they're back to that aggressive man-to-man.
Larkins will be called for the foul there as Webster saw the smaller guy on him and went to attack. So the Elks will inbound on the baseline here, down by 19. Webster is going to take that three, no good. And Smith up for the rebound.
Hey, missed that, but that looked good. Good form, right on, too. Definitely comfortable taking that shot.
Travis from the top of the key, no good. Smith bats it out, and Swanson will get to it.
He just parks himself on that baseline, able to at least get his hands on almost any possible offensive rebound. I like that motion there by Osseo. Ball screen with Smith. He rolls hard, so you kind of get sucked into that, and you bring a shooter kind of coming around on the top at the top of the key.
Timeout. Oops, sorry, ran timeout taken there by Ryan Servati on the Elks sideline here. Elk River doesn't get a whole lot easier for them on Thursday night as they've got Park Center coming over. And then their biggest rival, Rogers, at Rogers next week. Rogers having a pretty good year.
They are. I'll tell you that Northwest Suburban League is just tough. I mean, and you got, mix of 3A, mix of 4A, but there are a lot of really good teams. You got Park Center, you got Totino, obviously, but you got Maple Grove, who's good, Osseo, who's good, Rogers, who's good. Spring Lake Park isn't, an easy out. Yeah, it's just a good league. One of the, if not the best. Them in the Lake Conference, probably the two best leagues.
So Osseo has stayed in command, although it looked like they were maybe going to really pull away and make this an early night. But Elk River has just kind of hung around that. I mean, again, I'm not going to stretch and say they're right back in it, down 19, but they've cut the lead a little bit and made Osseo keep playing anyway.
Yeah, they've already scored more here in the second half than they did in the first half, so they've been much better offensively. I thought they competed defensively. They've got more turnovers. So I think a pretty good second half here for Elk River. Osseo came into this game averaging almost 72 points a game, so Elk River going to probably keep them well below their season average.
Nice move by Kungu getting into the lane, and he scores it.
And he showed bits and pieces of really having some nice plays and nice moves.
Donato back out to Larkins. They're within 17, approaching 3 minutes to go. Smith to Swanson, illegal screen call here on Travis. That one happened in front of us, and I agree with that one. I don't know about all the others, but he freed up a shooter by stepping in at the last second.
That was the 23rd illegal screen in my count tonight.
Webster giving it up to Spanier here. Able to turn the corner and up off the glass and good.
Yeah, and you've seen, same with him, you've seen glimpses, kind of, you can tell it's there. Had a quieter night, but got some nice baskets here in the second half.
Swanson's done a good job on defense. That time he was one of the few that he kind of got picked off a little bit on that drive. Donato gets all the way to the baseline, no good, but Smith cleans it up. Woo.
You can see, I mean, he's so good at just getting there, number one, and you're not going to move him, and he does it without fouling or going over people's back.
Coet shooting that three, and he knocks it down, his 4th three of the night.
Yeah, he's come back at a nice game. He got 12 points. Both him and Swanson with 12, all on 4 3-pointers.
Larkins, little pull-up jumper in and out. Smith will be called for the foul this time. Coming over the top.
And you can tell Larkin's a little frustrated tonight, not having his usual scoring night. Quick, great move, just couldn't get it to fall.
So this will bring Webster to the free throw line here for the Elks. Mackinnon will come back in. Larkins will check out here for Osseo. Makes that first free throw.
Yeah, and like you said too, Jay, I think they're much better when Webster's on the floor, and he was in and out quite a bit with early fouls and picked up his 4th, had to go to the bench for a little bit, but then has played pretty much the rest of the second half and has had a nice game. Not only scoring the basketball, but rebounding, defending, a couple of great passes.
Well, Elk River's to within 12. I mean, I think the time is still not on their side in terms of catching all the way up, but boy, they've made a game of it anyway. Osseo trying to use up as much clock as they can. Swanson will turn back the other way, but it's in and out.
Yeah, Elk River's defense has held Osseo to 24 points here in the second half.
A minute to go, and Coet called for the travel.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if did he switch his pivot foot there. I didn't see that.
And this time it'll be number 5 on Webster.
Yeah, and at this point, I think you'll live with that, right? Trying to go for a steal, trying to create a turnover, maybe steal a quick possession and get this game to 10. I mean, I've seen crazier stuff happen with 10 under a minute, but I mean, hats off to the Elks. I think they just kept fighting here tonight and really had a nice second half. They've won this second half.
Travis to the free throw line, and Bear is that first one. But sometimes it's hard when you've been kind of just protecting a lead and kind of blowing it open. It's hard to sort of get back to attack mode.
Just psychologically, too, when you know you're probably expected to win and win.
There's Smith, another bucket inside.
Wouldn't you say he's got to have 8 to 10 offensive rebounds tonight? I mean, he's just done a great job on the offensive glass.
So 60-45, the Orioles have pushed it back to 15. They are going to get win number 12 this season. Coet cut off here, and he'll have to kick it back out. Klein banking that one in. Down to 10 seconds to go. 13-point Osseo lead.
I'd love to see the senior get in, get a bucket too.
And Osseo is going to hang on for the W here tonight as they will win it 60-47, and maybe didn't turn into quite the blowout it looked like it was going to as Elk River clawed back, but Osseo never really threatened down the stretch, and they will win their 12th game of the season and getting ready for that Maple Grove game Friday night. We'll take a timeout, come back, hear from the Orioles in just a moment. It's Osseo defeating Elk River 60-47. It's Osseo winning at over Elk River tonight, 60-47. One of three guys in double figures for the Orioles tonight is with Ryan right now, Aaron Smith.
Well, I'm here with the big fella, Aaron Smith, 14 points, and I think I counted 71 offensive rebounds. Do you think it's that high?
I don't think it's that high, but it's pretty high.
Hey, well, one of the things coming to this game I talked about in the pregame was just how balanced you guys are. You got the quick guards, you got the shooter, you got an athlete, and then you got a big fella who's really all over the place. Great rebounds, able to score. What is it about your team that's allowed you guys to get off to such a great start?
I mean, we got a great backcourt with Damari and Timmy, two of the hardest working guards I know. They're great at defense, great at scoring. Ty Swanson I play with most of my life. He's a great guy, great passer, great shooter, and really those four are the captains, including myself, and we come and we see what we can do, and the bench comes off, and pretty much every game we're all clicking, we're all ready to go, and it's just a great atmosphere.
Well, that's good. So you guys had a big game coming up on Friday, a rivalry game with Maple Grove. Coming against Elk River, were you at all worried it might overlook them or might come out slow tonight?
No, we had a rougher game on Saturday, so we came in this one and we were looking for a win. It's our home court, and we really want to go undefeated this year at home. We haven't lost the game yet, and we don't plan on doing it.
Let's talk about you. I thought one of the things you do such a great job, one, transition, you get to the block and you seal. You got a couple of baskets that way. Secondly, offensive rebounds. You're a big fella. I think I could probably box you out, but maybe not a lot of high school guys can move you off of that block. Is that kind of your plan to get offensive rebounds?
Yes, it is. I have a great trainer. His name's Quincy Colwell out of St. Paul. He really taught me how to use my body, get low, and yeah, I mean, I go for it. It's my job.
Yeah, well, you did your job tonight. Last question for you. What's the goal for this team? What's the plan for this team?
Day one, start of open gym and practice. We all said we want to play at Target Center. We want to go for a chip. I mean, that's every team's goal. But this year, last year we lost to Park Center. Very close game, very heartbreaking. And this year we really want to just go to state.
Well, you get to see them next week.
Yes, we do.
All right. Well, congrats on a big game,
Thank
buddy.
you, sir.
Yep. Back to you, Jay.
Thanks, Ryan, and congratulations to Aaron Smith, who had 14 for the Orioles tonight, 13 for Jamison Travis, and 12 for Ty Swanson. The Elks were led by Vandrell and Collette with a dozen apiece. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's game. For Ryan Iverson and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Osseo defeating Elk River tonight, 60-47.